Oh, jeez, that was harder than I thought. Hello there. You might be wondering, why wasn't there a review last week? Well, I was sick. Still am, kind of. Only really have this very upsetting cough, but here's the deal. I still wanted to get a review out for you guys. I understand that I'm still late, so I plan to get episode 3 done, and then try to get episode 4 as a bonus to be on Sunday next week. But I can't do sketches right now. I'm just not up to it to doing sketches as of the moment, as I'm feeling pretty bad. Plus, this is an experiment to see if the sketch format is not as good as just a regular sit-down format. So this is going to be just a normal plain review with a few jokes thrown in every now and then. Let's go through episode 3 of Taskmaster. Oh frick, I forgot the title. Alright, let's go through episode 3 of Taskmaster, presumably my Yeah, I gotta censor it for YouTube.
You're mad.
Alright, so let's talk about the prize task, which is the thing that a middle-aged man keeps at his bedside. Now, as a middle-aged man myself, I can probably helpfully judge this. And all of the prizes are really weird. I can't tell if I'm just boring or they're just, well, all eccentric. But I didn't find pretty much any of these prizes to be at my bedside. I would say the closest that I might find on my bedside was probably Jason's torch. Granted, it's unnecessarily powerful torch, like it is so powerful, and I love the little discussion of him saying that we could blind everyone with it. But, you know, it's also just, why do you have a torch that strong? Next we have Matthew with his book of poems, or poetry, I guess. I mean, I guess I can kind of see a middle-aged man potentially holding this. I do think it's funny that he couldn't think of a good poem except the one about death, which doesn't really help. I think Stevie's was just weird, like a quill. Like, the only time I ever thought about a quill near a bedside was this one random Family Guy sketch where Peter was just rotting things down when Lois was trying to sleep. It makes me just feel that that's not a normal thing people have by their bedside, so I completely discount it. I mean, unless it's like for something like a cosplay or something, to be like one of those ancient historians, I guess. Next is Rosie with a picture of herself. And I understand the sentimental that she's trying to build with it, but it is completely ruined by the fact that she put a curtain there for the sole purpose that if her sons were gonna have girlfriends, that she doesn't want the picture to ruin the moment, which I don't feel like that's the right answer. Like, first of all, if I had pictures of my family, they'd be hanging around the living room or something like that. I wouldn't keep a photo of my mom in my bedroom. I love when Jason also said that, like, oh, your sons ain't gonna have girlfriends. It was very funny, yeah. And Fadia, oh Fadia, you were one of the best contestants for the sole fact that you brought in an orange that has the word audacity written on it. I don't understand this one at all. If it's filled with audacity, and like, here's what she says you should do. You should juice it, drink up, and then keep all that audacity in, which I am now very confused with this. Like, doesn't that mean the orange is filled with audacity? And are you consuming the audacity? And doesn't that mean that the audacity is inside you? Doesn't that mean you're gaining audacity? Like, if it said like something like, hey, keep down audacity, then sure, that one works, but it's filled with audacity. Like, I want to know what her thought process of this was. It feels like she comes up with ideas, but then doesn't think them all the way through beyond her original thought. So I will give this segment a good 4 points for a good prize task. Task 1, answer the cheese phone. You can either have all your senses, but Alex will play the French horn as you're moving, or have all your senses take away except your sense of smell. I am happy that 2 contestants decided to use their sense of smell because it was definitely more funnier with more than one person using it. And the funniest thing about this task, and probably the winner of the Wang Award, Matthew Baton and his unfortunate wardrobe malfunction, and oh, I'm so glad I didn't see this uncensored. I can't tell, like, I am very curious now on the Taskmaster Supermax Plus. Is this uncensored now? If someone has it, can you please, don't show it, but like, tell us. Is it uncensored? Because I can't imagine at all like them putting this on TV or even showing the audience this. It is just like, it is one of the funniest moments to have happened in this series, and it happened to poor little Matthew. It is funny that Rosie apparently lost it. Well, she didn't lose because Jason was so much slower, which very much is more of a surprise coming along the ways with Jason, that he seems to be doing much worse than you'd think, because they don't make him look incompetent in the edit. They seem to make him look competent, but he's actually pretty incompetent, because Rosie answered random phones that were among the entire household. You got the P phone, the knee phone, the sneeze phone. She went the bees phone, and then she went around answering them like 22 times, and yet Jason somehow did worse than her. Like, what was Jason doing all that time? Like, it must have not have been that entertaining either, because they didn't make him look like he was doing that bad. Yeah, but Stevie was really good at this one, so she wins. And honestly, this task was weird, but it was funny. But I do have to acknowledge that I think it only came from Matthew and Rosie that did the most heavy lifting with how funny it all was. So I'm gonna give this one 3 points.
You haven't said anything about my mustache. I got her to laugh.
Now another location task where it was simply get the pillows from one bin to another, don't get spotted by Alex. They're in some sort of rundown church, I would say, I guess. I do like when Matthew just says, "You're mad." It's just, look, Matthew, you've seen the show. You should know by now he's crazy. Not as crazy as Jason, but crazy. This one kind of has a lot of the same results where everyone tries to get past Alex and then he just spots them, except for Rosie, who fell over and just... I'm happy that Rosie's okay, but it was also hilarious. So I have to play this clip with as many sound effects as possible because it's just that funny that you gotta have it with many sound effects.
Game over.
I do like it that Stevie once again just yelling things. Like, she yells something almost every episode. Almost every task, it seems that she just yells something. Oh, fuck! She yells, and I love her enthusiasm about this. Fatty was like a freaking ghost. She almost made it all the way, but unfortunately she got caught, which was unfortunate. And then Matthew, Matthew's attempt to shimmying across the ground was just really funny. I don't know why. I mean, I guess he had so many pillows in hand, but he only had to make sure Alex couldn't see his cape, so I don't know why he thought he needed to shimmy on the ground. It probably could have used all those pillows to probably block the sight of the cape. But, you know, you do you, man. You got all the way across and you put the pillows in the thing, so I guess you won. And then Jason infuriated me with this one because he came up with the perfect strategy, he was executing it, and then, in his own words, he had plans and then he abandoned them. And then, like, he says he's frustrated. I'm mad at him, my dad's mad at him, my sister is mad at him, my mom is mad at him, the entirety of Canada is mad at him. Jason, just,
It's so sad that I do have one more video to show you.
Poor little Matthew. He moved the bin for no reason whatsoever, which was a fun little thing to add. And nobody wins this task, which that hasn't happened in a while, which seems very funny. It happens in this one task where Matthew was so certain that he did well. And I loved just Fatty's instant tear down at him and just saying, "Oh, you gotta go back." Like, geez, that is savage, Fatty. Wow. Anyway, this task was really great, and I love how everyone lost. And it puts it to me just giving 5 out of this one. So I normally a task like this probably wouldn't have been that amazing, but with Rosie falling over, Jason's failed attempt, and Matthew's rug pull from out of him, this puts it up to 5. This is one of the best tasks, I think, of the series.
Oh, he crazy his little butt.
Task 3, our first art task. Paint a picture of the Taskmaster and Alex doing something fun. You can only be in the lab when there's only 2 minutes left. And of course, the canvas is in the lab. This one was very fun. I mean, I'm very surprised everyone's first thought wasn't to get the canvas towards them. I mean, there is a little cheat of the canvas retrieval system, but no one was going to find it. No one did, and I'm very surprised that no one's first instinct was to try to get the canvas to them. Only Matthew seemed to have come up with it, and it shows as he has the best painting out of everyone. Fadia and Rosie came up with an idea that I thought about doing, but I would have talked myself out of that one because when you kind of sitting around for like 20 minutes with nothing to do, you start realizing, yeah, maybe it's better if I go get the canvas. But that was kind of like putting a paint pattern on the little easel that they were using and then splatting it when they only had 2 minutes. Which, you know, is a smart idea, but the art pieces that we got out of it, I think were terrible. They didn't look good at all. I get the idea that it's hard to judge and you have to put them in order, but I've seen Greg group things before, so it seems weird that he couldn't separate these ones. I mean, Jason's was terrible because he had a mission of just tearing down the house, so his prime objective was just destroy, not make a good painting. I think he was rightfully deserved 1 point. I honestly probably would have put Rosie and Fadia at 2 points each. I couldn't separate how neither of them looked like anything, and I feel bad for Rosie because she seemed so proud of it and it fell over and it's like, oh wait, it looks good this way. I'm sorry, it just didn't look good. Honestly, Stevie's wasn't that amazing either. It really feels like there should have been a gulf between this because it really did seem like Matthew's was the only good painting. Yeah, I would honestly put Matthew at 5 and then everyone else maybe 2 or 1 each. And we'll accept Jason. Jason's solo 1. The rest could get 3. And I like the fact that everyone kind of did something a little different, so I'm gonna give this one 4 points.
I gave you a big.
Alright, live task. Taking it in turns, follow the Taskmaster's previous order. If you fail to follow the order, your team loses the round. Best out of 3 rounds wins, or 5. Best out of 5 rounds wins. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I had a hard time following this one, just as Rosie seemed to have had a hard time following this one. I think I would have gotten the idea, but then as it kept going, it kept getting harder because I was like, whoa, wait, is that one mine? Is that one mine? I don't know which one's mine anymore. I lost myself after a few times as they kept going. But yeah, I would say this is a pretty fun game. It's nice that you could play this with you could probably play this at home. I would love to give this a try. It seems fun. And I do like the fact that everyone didn't seem to have everyone seemed to have lost what the point of the task was because there seems to be so many breaks going on because no one seemed to have understood. I feel bad for Rosie especially. She didn't look like she understood and she had to go stand up there and do the order thing twice. Stevie and Jason seem to have been the ones who kind of understood it the most, along with Matthew. And it kind of shows because the team of 2, I think, got this with like 3-1. And with that, Matthew then wins the episode again. He's won the first 3. It genuinely feels that way that he's going to win. But you can't be 100% certain. There's been contestants before who's won the first 3 or 2 episodes and they don't go on to win. Chris Ramsey from Series 13 comes to mind. But it definitely just starts to feel like Matthew is one of those contestants. He's been very consistent while everyone else seems to have a fumble here and there. But those are just my thoughts of what I think about this episode. What are your thoughts? Leave in the comments below. And of course, please like, subscribe, share, and have a nice day.